Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in. The video I prepared for today is a Subtlety Rogue PvP analyzed video. I will be showing you two matches with a Rogue and Warlock comp. Here is the first match. The enemy team is Mage Hunter comp. Our main target was a Hunter. In my personal opinion, if you want to be good at Sub-Rogue, you need to have pretty good patience. Here you can see the Mage is jabbing my lock. I'm not gonna engage. As I said, you need to have patience. If I go into the battle right away, they will mostly have an upper hand. I really want to fight, but I stay back and keep searching for the Hunter. Once I saw the Hunter coming out of hiding and engaging in the fight, I ran there immediately. I focused on the Hunter using all my big cities and beating him hard. As you can see, the Mage's position was behind me, and since the Rogue has a weaker body than the lock, I used my clock to shield. Here the Mage used his first polymorph. I told you that good rogues need to be patient. The Mage used Frozen Orb, so I saved my trinket and waited to be free. Here is the second polymorph. My lock was positioned in the open area, so I used my trinket and made the Hunter unable to damage my lock. I used Disarm right away to block the Hunter from using any skills. Then the Hunter used his Frozen Trap, which is the same Diminishing Returns group as Polymorph, so basically we made him waste his skill. At this point, I used First Vanish. Sub-Rogue has 2 vanishes. You can reset the game by disengaging, and it has a super nice effect that decreases all cooldowns by 30 seconds. So here, I used my first Vanish for the reduced cooldown effect and kept pushing the Hunter. My lock is Affliction, so I made sure the Hunter got damaged by his curse skill. This way I knew he would die even though he used Turtle. Unfortunately, at this point my lock is also dead. Here's why that happened. First, I couldn't see that I have blind, so I didn't use it on the Mage. Second, my lock didn't hide behind the column and keep taking damage in the open area. So now we have a 1 versus 1 situation with the Mage. Let's take a look at the Rogue's cooldowns. Clock, Shadow Blaze, Symbols of Death, Shadow Step, Trinket, and Secret Technique. I used everything except one of my 2 vanishes. Let's compare with it to the Mage. He has Ice Block and Trinket. So my plan was this. First, I want to trick him into thinking I'm trying to engage and use CC to try to make him use his Trinket. Then if he had saved it, I would use Vanish, which would reduce my cooldowns, disengage to reset the game, and wait for my big cities to reset. You can see the Mage only has half HP but don't engage. Why? Well, he still has 2 ice blocks and the trinket, so there is a high chance that you will lose. Instead, turn to psychological warfare. Basically, just keep zapping him to tilt him. Here, the Mage is eating the food in an open area to trick me into engaging. However, he can simply go right to the column by blink. So I'm telling you again, Rogues have to be patient. I need to keep disengaging to reset the game, so I shouldn't fight in the middle of open space. Okay, I got his clock and Shadow Blaze back. Time to fight again. Nice, he used up every blink. Now I use a clock and keep pushing him. His HP is waving, right? Good, he used his ice block. I tease him with Doge. If he got pissed off and used his trinket, great, that's what we want. I decided to reduce my cooldowns again, so I used Vanish right away when it came back. The location that Mage ate the ice is close to a column, so to make him to use his trinket, I decided to push him again. I thought since we are in an open area and I don't have my clock, he might use everything he got to try to finish me off. So I'm trying to make him think I want to keep engaging. But he, as you see, he is being very patient. I run around the column once again to reset. Here he's thinking I'm still next to the column. So you can see he is using his skill around the area. Okay, thanks to the vanish, I got Clock and Shadow Blade back, so I push him again. There we go! He used second Blast block, reset again, and check my cooldowns. I have a vanish, so I decided to push him again. This made him use every blink, and then I simply used my vanish to reduce the cooldowns and reset once again. I got Clock and Shadow Blades back again. Let's push hard again. And I will finish him. Rogue vs Mage tips. First, use Vanish to reduce cooldowns and reset game. Second, use Clock when you push hard with Shadow Blade. Third, always fight next to the column. Fourth, try to make Mage use the trinket. Okay, second match. The enemy comp is Red Collar and Marksmanship. Wow, my log is really good at dribbling red, so I trust him with that and keep searching for the hunter. Here he pops up, full damage on him. Okay, he got the blessing of the protection, changed the target, pushed the red. Okay, I succeed to making the red use Divine Shield and Trinket. Reset and keep pushing the hunter. Let's take advantage of a lot of hunters' habit to always use Turtle when their HP is super low. You can see he died even though he used Turtle because of curses. Let him die alone and push red and finish the game. Marksmanship red comp tips. First, don't let the hunter roam free. Second, red pala is easy to dribble, so trust your teammate. Third, as always, try to make them use their defense abilities first. How was video? Please, if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful or interesting, please leave a like and subscribe for more gaming content like this. Thanks for watching.